Cat 8 feet.
Yes, and everyone's in the wrong spots, and I'm
Of course we
missing.
are.
Of course we are. But everyone actually is in a camera, so I'm just going to put people in the right spots. But let's go ahead and finish. So I will get the names and cameras fixed in just a second, guys, but first let me go ahead and get through this. Um, and the cat looks up to you and just sort of, hello. Who are you?
Well, I just said my name is Cal. Who are you?
Why is it running again?
Kirillydron.
The thing is, this isn't Kirillydron.
No, it's not. Sorry. No.
Yeah, no, this isn't
No,
Kirillydron.
it's not.
Yeah,
No. She's my partner. Sorry.
She's your partner.
I just had a moment.
I was like, wait a second, are you thinking this is? I was like, because it's not.
No.
And it just stretches, and it goes, what are names? Why do I need to concern myself with such things?
Philosophy.
Well, I suppose you don't have to. I was sent in here by Iskren.
The silly one.
Yes, he is rather silly, isn't he?
He is, but he did save me, so I guess I can't complain.
Well, even without a name, how do you know him? Who are you to him and he to you?
He saved me from the last sphere that was cleaned. That was all that was left.
Do you recall how long ago that was?
What is your time and the time of the different spheres? I assume, since you're alive, we're at another sphere, yes?
I presume so. There was a bit of trouble. Iskren was sent with several people, and he's lost them all.
He does misplace things. I bet he just remembered about me, didn't he?
I have no idea. He said there was a kitten in here, which I presumed you were, but you're obviously more than just a kitten.
Yeah. In my species, kitten is not incorrect.
So you are still young for one of your kind?
I suppose. I don't know if time really passes in here.
Ah. So, what is your kind? What do you call yourself?
We're the last. I guess you can name yourself anything when you're the last. I don't know. I should come up with something interesting. That's interesting to ponder.
Well, if you settled on something, I would like to know what you've chosen to call yourself.
I'll get back to you on that.
Very well. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. A friend of mine was going to come in here to rest, and we weren't sure what was in here, so I came in to see first before she came in.
Well, there's me, and whatever you desire it to be. They look around you, and lovely forest. I guess
It is, isn't it?
like nature.
Oh, very much so. That's part of the forest where I'm from, where I grew up. brings back many happy memories to see it.
Yes, you see, I guess this always put 2 in here, so as time passes, you don't get lost no matter how nice the place. One can lose their mind if they're too long alone. So there's room for 2.
I look around the lounge and the cushions and everything. So if the forest is here for me, I'm presuming this is where you're happy and comfortable. Yes?
Today, this year, this century, all you have to do is will it to what you want it to be.
Really?
Yes.
Kel will close his eyes and imagine the village of the Seilsu outside the archway instead of the forest.
And you see those familiar cliffs and those sort of yurt tent-looking structures. You see the deep fjords.
Cal just stands looking through the archway and doesn't say anything, but just takes a big, deep breath and lets it out very slowly.
Sometimes seeing home is difficult, and you see the lounge turn into this red wasteland. The ground burnt almost into glass, cracked magics erupting out of fissures. The sky is the most terrifying thing because instead of seeing the arch of the heavens like you're used to, you see a huge, giant, cracked pieces of what would look like a sphere, each one with stars on it, and between them this black nothingness, so dark, a void beyond imagining, as the sky has been shattered, stars and all.
Is this what became of your world?
Not just my world, my sphere. All worlds within it. But enough of that. It goes back to the lounge. Like I said, sometimes home is difficult to remember.
I look through the archway and say, yes, it is. My mother did her best to shield me from anything, experiencing anything like that on any level. My brother wasn't protected in the same way. And I'm still not sure why.
Emily, families are difficult. But they are family. It's better than nothing or the alternative. Sometimes you just have to find your own, even if he's a crazy elf with white hair.
You said you thought he'd forgotten about you.
Well, it has been a while. He grew all his limbs back. That was not fun to watch. Bit of trouble on, what would you call it? Re-entry. And I guess, well, he kept wondering where his partner was, but you see, it was supposed to be routine sweep. See what the breach was. So, he broke the rules. And he saved me. And put me in the ring. The ring is only good for two. Even in emergencies. And I was already here. I don't know if he wants to remember that I'm here and what it means that I'm here. Would you blame him?
I suppose not in those circumstances. Does this calm always come with being here? I was very upset about a number of things before I came in here, and yet I don't seem to be now.
That's part of the magic. I mean, can't have two people with tempers trapped in a sphere for a century, a millennia, or a day. It's a place of rest.
Well, if I have no idea how much longer I'm going to be in here, I suppose I shall attempt to rest for a time and see what happens. We might have some time, quite a bit of time, to be talking to each other, depending on what happens out there.
It's true. It's also sort of the curse. You leave your future, your life, your existence in the hands of another. It's the ultimate trust, really. Let's see what they're up to, shall we? And you see the top of the sphere goes clear. And you see around you almost like a fisheye. From a very small scale. And looking sort of down at you, the really big face of that crazy old elf of Isgrin. So let's jump back to the outside.
Your mic.
Huh? Can you guys not hear me?
No, you went really weird for a second.
Okay, sorry. So let's jump back
I can hear him.
outside.
Sorry.
And so Axel, Cilia, Luck is running around. You saw Kel disappear into the ring.
As Axel goes on talking to him about his theories behind like his idea for the tiny hut, Ishmael would like to assist him in with his knowledge of the weave and being like how he could do it, how he could use it, and all that stuff. And it's just nonsensical gibberish half the time, and the other time it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah,
That's
like,
kind of Axel's mode of
that's
operation.
Axel. Yeah, Axel is like piecing together like these tiny, completely indistinct, like completely distinct little tidbits from his portents, like every morning from his streams, and it's like, yeah, I think I could put them together like this and this, and you're like, yeah, this is how the weave works.
Chuck that in there, you'll be able to wrap it around like that. But if you only tie a knot, but you got to tie that knot in a certain way. You got to make sure the weave flows.
Yeah, and of course, learning more about the weave, Axel
You did that on purpose.
I did.
But learning more, like Axel is absolutely like he is taking all the notes on like how things are. He's going to work out how magic works at the very root, if it takes him his lifetime.
This continues on for about half an hour, 40
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, so yeah, all this time, I mean, the rest of you, Kel is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I think Luna will actually interrupt their conversation, unfortunately, and ask, so are you going to take him out now?
I completely forgot. Thank you. Yes. And he just holds the ring up, and just glitter just freeforms, just spirals out, and Kel appears before us as the glitter begins to condense and light up into his form and shape. And then go back to the nonsensical blabbering just
I
about,
forgot about you.
if the weave is just wrapped around like that, you'll be able to. Oh, hey, Kel.
Hello. Well, that was interesting.
Axel puts a pause. Actually, no. For once, Axel does not pause. He's way too interested in this to go ask what Kel did. For once.
Okay.
So now,
So, what was your friend's name? The one that's in there?
Oh, the Puska.
Yeah, he didn't seem to have a name for himself. He also said you broke the rules by rescuing him,
It's not
and
a
that he
decision.
shouldn't be in there.
He shouldn't be existing at this present time. No.
And yet you saved him. Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing.
He was the last survivor. He was about to be mauled, and the cleaners were about to blow. They were about to obliterate. I could see him from across the nether. He just looked so helpless. I needed to, and I kept him a secret, and I tried to keep him in. I tried to keep him in my spot as we transported here, and it just didn't work out. Just didn't work. And Kira Ladron was pushed out. And I'm not very happy or proud about that. I just seemed to make things worse. But how was it? Did you like it? It was good?
Oh, it was very calming. All of my anger, all of my sadness, all of the intensity just kind of went away and was replaced by a calm that I'm still feeling, surprisingly.
He'll look towards Iskar and just say, "See, it's not that bad in there," and holds up the ring. But just looks at the ring. And
And
looks at her.
I will say to Iska, but really to everyone, it's definitely a place of refuge and safety, although it is dependent on him to bring out whoever goes in there.
And with that,
if he forgets, whoever goes in will be in there for a while, but at least you'll have company. Very interesting company, actually.
And with that, Iska turns to glitter. It disappears in a spiral. Iskrin then takes off the ring and flicks it to Axel. Like I said, yours till I need it again. Till I find Kira and the time comes.
Axel goes and hands it to Luna.
go. That's not a finger.
It's like you realize if anyone's gonna forget amongst the entire group, other than this group, it's gotta be Axel.
And
I almost asked, like, can Luna do a dex check to catch it? I almost asked about it.
yeah, no, and Iskrin can explain to you that it's whoever wears the ring has the power to bring the people in and out of it.
Gotcha.
That you just have to think of them, and then it will. Yep.
Suck or exert. Just.
So, anything else that people want to do for the evening? Camp is pretty much made. You guys going to settle in for a long rest here, or are you still intent on trying to
I'm
make
the
your way
long
through the
rest
swamp.
here.
Huh?
Kel is going to prep himself for his evening meditation, and he's just assuming that we're long resting here. If anybody else has a different opinion, I mean, he's not even asking. He's just gonna probably, well, because this is a town, a village, he's probably going to head out as an animal into the swamp.
Into the swamp or just into the oaks?
Well, into the outside of the town, however far he needs to
then
get.
again, this is a very
Outside
small
the
settlement.
door.
Its impression on the wilderness, and as we've discussed with your, being in touch with the land. I mean, literally just feet outside of the main, outside of the main square. This is a well and a circle of buildings. And other than the fact of the magic that's affecting the place, I would say that it would actually count as wilderness because it's been deserted. But since with the magic that's there, it's not, you're within earshot, let's put it that way, of the center of the rest of camp to go and settle in. Any other preparations other people would like to make?
Axel is actually going to head up to, I presume, to the gate and set an alarm spell across it.
Okay. You can do so. I mean, remember, it's about 30 minutes. It's about a 30-minute walk there to get back to the gate. Do you go by yourself?
He's going to tell them, and he's going to. Oh, he's going to take Tian with him. But he is going to tell, of course, the others that he's going to set an alarm at the gate.
Okay. Yeah. So you and Tian go. Again, it's a path that winds back through the trees. You know where the illusionary terrain was, so you're able to dodge around it, set your alarm spell, and come back about. Like I said, it takes about, I'll say, 45 minutes there and back for you to go and make your round trip.
And he leaves Gonri back at camp as well. So if the salamander starts acting up things more than usual, then probably might be something wrong. But otherwise, yeah.
Yep. Luna.
Actually, she's probably in an unintentional staring contest with Gonri right now.
Okay.
Gonri is like posing, like staring and posing, really. Like, yeah, look at me, I've got all the colors. Oh, look how pretty I am. Yeah. Yeah,
he's a vain little guy. So yeah, see how the red reflects off in the firelight. Celia, anything? You doing your normal train in the first night of evening, then rest in the second?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me 3, either main hand, offhand, or actually, or your stiletto.
Oh yeah. Celia's a ninja. Celia's a really good ninja.
Yeah, you are motivated, and just pick one of the old wood buildings and are able to just you practice all your different or sort of like subtle throws of it, like straight from the necklace throws and things like that, and you do pretty good. One of them is hits takes out the exact spot, not on the tree that you want to. The other ones are pretty darn close. I'm sorry?
Nope, go ahead.
Is there anything, Luna, are you turning right in, or?
Well, once Axel gets back, she'll go to sleep.
Yep.
Because Axel indicated that he might have some trouble falling asleep here, so she wants to make sure he actually does.
Yep, he gets back, no problem whatsoever. So Luna, you start to settle in. Axel, you gonna figure out a way to set up your hammock or do whatever?
No, he's actually just gonna take curl up close to the fire this time.
Okay.
Sort of with the group of everyone else this time.
So,
it does look pretty alright.
Iskrin, you've had quite a day, 2 days. Tell us how, as you enter your trance, you sort of commune with the stars and sort of beyond the sphere as you enter your trance.
Internal screaming. He's mentally just sending out ping after ping after ping. What to do next? Where to look? He's just trying to figure out, trying to commune, and try to get any response back from other sweepers, other cleaners, just for any kind of information. Trying to send out mental pings, even to just people he's met along the way, and even trying to communicate with the Frost Prince. But
Okay.
not much is coming back in return, he believes. And before he goes into his trance, he looks at he pulls out the small little golden sundial disc, the
Astrolabe.
the astrolabe. He spins it and tries to get it to work.
Yeah, and as it was when you first arrived and from the incident where you were separated, it doesn't. The parts just do not. They're bent. You tried to bend them back into place, and while this, under normal circumstances, would be able to lead you to your partner, it does not work. At least that's what you keep telling yourself, that it's just broken. And that's why your partner cannot be found. Right as you slip off into your trance, sending these pings out into the void, your mind is drawn to a constellation, a familiar constellation that you can have learned in this sphere. And it's funny, it's one of those constellations that appears in many of the spheres. And you almost get an echo back from it. And as that echo comes around you, you feel this energy build inside of you. And you become cold, cold like the void. And suddenly, from that dark coldness, you feel a spark deep in your heart and your lungs as you receive your first charge of the breath of the Frost Prince. If you will look in your handouts, you will see your new skill, along with the fact that you have leveled to level 5.
Where am I looking at again?
Inside of the handouts, you should see something called a folder called Breath of the Frost Prince, Warrior Constellation.
Oh, there it is.
Your data charges are gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, we're talking like $9.99 a month.
Data roaming is no joke.
It's a good thing the sweepers are a government agency. Oh,
Fair point.
the universe pays for it.
So that is a new skill that you have.
A lot of taxes in there.
You are welcome to. I'm sharing it with the stream. You're welcome to share it with other players or not. It's your call.
It's having a good old time trying to there it is. Breath of the Frost Prince, Warrior Constellation. I may use a bonus action to channel all of your spell slots to channel the Breath of the Frost Prince to remake your form. This adds your spellcasting attack bonus to your natural armor. Cool. Natural armor class, in addition to your spellcasting attack bonus, becomes the attribute modifier for your packed weapon attacks and packed weapon damage. Wow, and that remains in effect until the next long rest.
Correct.
That's
And
really
you are
cool.
and you are unable to regain those spell slots at short rest. I forgot that warlocks get them at short. So basically, you lose your spell casting, but your +6 spell casting attack modifier now gets added to your natural armor class, and instead of using strength as your attribute bonus for your packed weapon, you will be using that +6 modifier. So you instead of the +2 from strength, it becomes +6.
Ooh.
I could kiss you, Jay.
But you only get one of those charges. It only respawns every 7 days.
No, that's perfect. That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lovely.
Also, this is your first charge of the Breath of the Frost Prince, which is what you are awaiting to recharge yourself with.
As he's received the charge, like he's just sitting there staring off into space, he opens his mouth and it's just a torrent of like frost and icicles just expel out of his mouth. And just then it all gets sucked straight back in. And he just opens his eyes. Excellent.
Minty.
With just a side of zest.
5 gum.
5 gum. Ishkin could be a model. After that, he's just filled with this invigorated strength. He can just feel him in his bones. He begins to take a wander around. He pulls out his long sword and looks at it. Feels the power he can bestow within it and within himself. He's got a little bit of his confidence back,
Okay.
and he can feel a power within him that will help explain the whole crystal spheres.
Yep.
You feel it, but he just looks back and everyone's asleep. He's nice enough to realize they need sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you still need to trance too. So this was right before you trance. So we will fast forward a little bit into the evening as Kel comes out of his trance and Celia goes into hers. Kel, I assume you do your foraging. If you could do your roll. And the dice told the story I wanted to tell, which is, even through all the oaks, you search for 2 to 3 hours and are able to find very little. But as you pass near the gate, you are drawn to something just beyond the gate. The trunk of the indigo tree, the guardian, is sort of looming there, but there's something that's calling to you deep in your druidic and natural attunement that is drawing you towards it.
Well, I will go towards it.
Okay. You pass through, and as you get out into, and I didn't forget about the alarm. I got a clarification from Templar that it doesn't go off from anyone in the party.
Yeah. I realized it didn't have English.
And there, beneath the boughs of the tree, on a little spit of land that's still dry amongst sort of the murk and the swamp, you find a seed. It looks almost like a peach pit, but it's sort of black and waxy and is almost the size of your hand. And it is something deep inside of you has brought you to this seed. And you can remember Uil Angola's words to you about all the magic in the world, whether for good or bad, can be contained within a single seed.
Okay. Before I do anything else, because I have had my long rest, does that mean I have recovered my strength?
Oh, actually, yeah, you need to roll
Because I was down 5 points of
Yep,
strength.
you need to roll me a d4. You regain 1 point of it.
Bah.
Dice.
Yeah, fuck you, D4. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you owe $1 to the to the curse jar. Usually it's me.
See, this is why you should just mute when you have to curse, like
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, well,
Because you do it so well on your stream.
Yeah.
I don't have a swear jar on my stream.
That's true too.
Wait,
Sue me.
So,
I don't either.
So
You'd be
Kelly,
shocked.
yeah,
so can I donate a higher amount and cover myself for the next 5 to 10?
yes. If that makes more sense, you're welcome to. I finally just did that. I just put it in denominations of 5. So yeah, Kel. So yeah, there's a seed sitting on the ground in front of you.
All right, I'm going to. I'm going to leave it up to the dice. Okay. His curiosity he's gotta know, and so he reaches down and grabs it and picks it up.
You pick it up. It is a seed. I mean, you can feel it's a bit cold to the touch, but it's a seed.
What kind of a seed?
You've not ever seen it before. I mean, with as close as it is sitting to this tree, you can assume that it came from something close by.
Right, but there are all kinds of
Do me a nature check.
seeds. Nope.
It's a seed. I mean,
It's a seed.
It's a seed. It is a large seed. It looks very much like like I said, like a peach pit. Certainly, from other fruit and nut bearing trees, it is of large size. So it probably is not, for a flower.
Okay. I will keep it with me, and so I can show it to the group
Okay.
later. And this was near the
tree you fought yesterday.
right, the
The big tree.
big bad tree,
The guardian tree.
the guardian tree. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So the rest of you, the night passes. It is an uneasy night. Many of you have dreams, images of this this event that you witnessed in the back of your head as you listen to the silence, and as it becomes more and more quiet, you can almost hear the sort of ghostly sound of the feeder's song, that little jump rope tune playing in the background. But you do make it through the night. Celia, your mind doesn't return to the images of the village. I mean, although they're still there, what your mind is reliving is just sort of those sensory inputs from your offhand, which is it your left? Your left
Yeah.
hand, from your left hand, of twice plunging through this sort of dark nether region, through, the weave quake, as Iskren called it, and as it slipped into sort of that realm of darkness and then into that heart of the tree of itself, you kind of keep having that sort of phantom buzz permeating through your left hand. It's kind of like that phantom pain that you sometimes get, after something, or like after you've been on a boat for a while, that it's just always there. And it doesn't keep you awake or from entering your trance state, but it certainly disturbs you. I mean, you've rested and are no longer exhausted, but you don't necessarily feel refreshed, so to speak. Axel, you had no dreams last night. None. And you begin to understand or suspect what that magic that Iskren described as filling in the weave was doing, because all divination has been blocked from you. So you do not have portents for today, as powerful divination has blocked you from your dreams, which is certainly unsettling for you. Dawn begins to break. And as you all come awake, tell me about your morning. Luck, do you do your normal stuff?
Yep, it breaks out the food and everything. Probably gonna use some of those spices that he still has left over, because probably he knows that yesterday was pretty rough.
Cool.
So.
Lost Templar. I'm just going to turn on the center because he usually pops right back. So yeah, Luck gets up and there he is. This is why I don't start changing stuff immediately. So everyone's scrambled, but so Luck, you start cooking. Iska's still in the ring. Luna, tell me a little bit about your morning. You up early, doing your normal training.
And I'd find Celia to see if I can fit in, like the hour of sword training.
Celia, how's your morning go as you wake up from your trance?
Great. Yeah, when Luna walks over to Celia is freaking out.
What is wrong?
Celia just holds out her hand, and on her index finger is a ring.
God, Okay, whatever.
And like she's just like,
Does it look like the ring that
there when I went to sleep?
Luna? Her eye twitches a little. I suppose we will need to go back and get this translated so we know what to do.
Yep. I figure maybe Axel can help with translating it.
That is fair. Is Axel awake yet? Axel's getting woken up. I'm not asking.
Well, before you do that, though, Kel was basically sitting near Axel, waiting for him to wake up, because he had his own question to ask Axel.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
Axel sort of wakes up very slowly, but he sort of
Yeah, everyone's hovering over Axel.
but the thing is, because usually he's up and about. This time he sort of wakes up and he sort of just he sort of lies there, sort of curled up on his side, staring just straight ahead, and then he notices everyone there. He sort of had this point, he's like, "This is so weird," and he's like, "Good morning."
The Cilia has a ring. You need to translate it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah,
what
and yeah.
Kel
Yeah.
needs.
I have found a seed. I think it's a seed of the guardian tree. I was hoping you could ask Tian.
Yeah.
And I hold it out in my palm.
Sort of reaches for a moment and pauses, and sort of looks up at Cal, is Cal okay with Axel trying to pick it up?
Well, I mean, he's holding it in his bare palm out to you, so...
Yeah, so Axel sort of picks it up and looks over it for a bit. Where's Skrin?
He's probably about a few meters off away from you, just standing around looking over seeing what Luck's doing and just goes, are you making tea?
So
I'm making breakfast.
Axel calls over to Iskrin. Iskrin, can you come over here for a moment? And
yes.
Can you look at this, and is there anything odd in the weave about it? And he
Sure.
hands out the seed.
So Iskrin.
Before he heads over there, he'll put his hand on Luck's shoulder and say, "I'll be back in a second. When I am, I'll show you what I mean by the spheres and everything. Okay, just
Okay.
bye."
Bye.
Wanders over and just stares at this seed.
So you look down at the seed and you see it has a necrotic well underneath of it, and I'm sorry, a death in water, sort of well underneath of it. But that's not what catches your eye. That little spark of chaos that was under Cilia.
This is a seed, yeah, not the ring.
No, that's what I'm saying, is they're standing next to each other. You look at the seed, it's kind of a normal water necrotic thing, but underneath the Weave Quaker, the Weave Quake that before had a tiny spark of chaos in it, now has a line of chaos. A thread of the weave, a single thread stretching out from Cilia directly to the south.
He'll look at Celia and then just begin to look south. And then you think it gets good, but then just gets worse.
What is it?
What do you see? With both of them, what do you see? Something's wrong here.
So, I am.
Kel's muted. was trying to say something.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't say anything
Yeah.
because I was muted, but I do stare at Iskren.
He looks over at Cilly and says, "Know how I mentioned the cycle that I needed to keep a note on you and figure that out later? Yeah, that might be a more prominent thing I should do sooner rather than later. Your weave quake is not... It's not getting better."
Luna's gonna like hold up Celia's hand.
Yeah.
We don't know what this ring says.
Yeah.
But
And
when Luck had one, we needed to fill a quest before he became a tiefling.
The chaos is definitely emanating from the ring. Iskren. Axel, as she holds it up, you see the inscription on it. It's in Draconian.
Oh. He'll hand the seed back to Cal. Quick question: did Iskren actually like describe what he saw in the seed?
Oh, sorry.
No. What do I say?
You basically say it's a seed. I mean, it's death and water.
Water death seed.
Yeah, but
So
it's,
it's a
so
water
that-
death seed.
but it's
Like,
not-
play
I
on
mean,
the
it's-
ground, it's gonna kill things. No, wait, that's not true.
well, I mean, it's
Yeah, it might. It might kill things.
this forest is water death magic. I mean,
Yeah.
anything that is poisonous or whatever in a swamp is water death. It's.
Okay.
it's
I will
that.
take the seed back and say,
Yeah.
Axel,
That seed will be
let's
fried and devoured.
talk about this later. But I
Yeah,
would like
yeah,
to talk
yeah.
about it at some point.
Yes,
And he
Axel's
puts it away and then waits.
Yeah, Axel has some ideas, but he sort of goes over and sort of grabs Syl's hand, just like looks over the ring, trying to read it. And he sort of reads it out as he goes through it, as he pieces it together.
Okay.
You've had this ring before. Well, similar ring. Similar magics. Why are you wearing it? Take it off.
She didn't. It was cursed. It appeared on her finger, and it appeared on Luck's finger, and then bad things started happening, and there were 6. It was one of the rings from a little pouch that we found from like was a weave quake, sort of wild magic sort of thing. And that we had a bunch of rings from that we needed to give back, but then they started appearing on fingers. First Lux, now Celia's, and it's bad. And we got to figure out how to stop whatever's going to happen. So Axel will read out the ring.
Yep. Just right after this, Cal. And so you start looking at it, and it's Draconian, but it's sort of ancient Draconian, very formalized, where words have very specific meanings. And the first word is bathe, but it's not like wash, but more like, soak, submerge. I mean, there's even almost like marinate. I mean, it's that type of an idea in the goes on to say in black blood. But it's not necessarily blood, maybe life, breath, soul. And this ring, it's not like the other one. It is just this patterned black band, almost not really glossy, sort of flat, matte, with a just very simple sort of crisscross pattern on it. And then this draconic message.
So yeah, Axel's like it translates that for the group. So it says to bathe in the black blood. It's sort of it's different language, so like words have different meanings. So this bathe could be like saturate or soak instead of like clean. And then blood could be either like a life force or a pool or lots of different things. And black's the color, but yeah, and of course so you're gonna have to find something that's maybe called black blood or has the idea of a black thingy, and you're gonna need to be in it. I think.
Maybe
What
it's
was What was the language of the message on Luck's ring in?
It was in common.
Mhm.
Where are these rings coming from?
Don't we have the pouch of them?
Yep, you
I
do.
still have
Yeah, I'm wondering why we
Have we
haven't
checked it? Yeah.
tried to like.
Well, Kel doesn't know that.
Can I see this pouch of rings?
Yeah, Axel actually wants to check it. Like, if there's one missing there, another one missing there, because I think we did check it first time as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
right.
there are now, there are only 4 rings left in the pouch.
Lucky Yuska.
Can I
And-
destroy these?
You can try.
Oh God,
Oh
Excellent.
dear. This is how you kill the
that
party.
face. I don't think that's a good idea. Cause that face. That's not a good face.
Let me just look at Ishkrin's character flaw.
Actually, what do they appear like in the weave to Ishkrin, those rings? Do they appear
Yeah.
normal at this point?
I'm
They
very-
actually appear completely normal. They have no mark on the weave. Even
I
though
thought they were
theoretically
emanating chaos magic.
only the
Or
one on
just-
only the one on Celia's finger is.
You see, the other rings aren't being warned, and they're a mystery to that. If I can cut this problem here at the source before it becomes a more problem, that'll be fantastic, and then I can worry about Celia later. I'm gonna take the bag of rings, throw them far away on the ground, and try to cast Shatter on them.
Okay.
This is how you
Like-
kill a party.
It's just like, nope, not doing this.
Weren't some of those rings magical?
All,
Weren't some of
as
the
far
rings
as we're aware,
magical
all
at
of
this
them
point?
were magical.
They make no mark on the weave.
Ah,
Alright.
okay. But I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it does double damage, apparently. I believe it does to
Mhm.
Two objects.
non-biological objects.
So yeah, this huge, shattering sound on these rings, on that, and they're not there anymore. The pouch of rings is gone.
He turns back and goes, one problem solved.
Luck, do a perception check.
Axel looks doubtful.
Oh god, this is such a...
Suddenly, we
They're
all
gone.
have rings.
No longer exist. They are gone, as far as we're concerned. They are gone.
So as you go, well, that was easy. And as Luck does, is talking with his hands. Everyone else notices that you have the pouch of rings in one of your hands.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, no, that was easy. Pouch of rings there.
Yeah, it curses you to, and like magic items don't really get broken very easily. So yeah, like we physically getting rid of them might not do anything because like it teleported from the bag onto Luck's finger and then onto Celia's finger. It's sort of it's not really surprising. But
Huh.
does anyone sort of Axel sort of just look? So I think should we get Iska? Maybe we should bring Iska out. Sort of Axel turns to Luna.
Then I'll release.
And
Iska.
so Axel's there, so she's there. When she gets filled in, I guess,
Sure.
on the situation. Axel's like, does anyone like? Does the idea of like black blood or black water or black breath ring?
Does that spark anything in like my memory of anything like I've heard of or read about or whatever?
So
or
as you
anyone's
ask,
memory?
as you all ask that question, we're going to take our quick break, do our plug for charity and pun of the week, and I will I'll let you, Jeanette, go ahead and do the plug. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll do pun of the week.
Woo! All right, so our charity this month is Project Semicolon. They are an organization dedicated to the prevention of suicide through raising awareness and equipping people with the right tools. Yeah, just donate if you can. If you can't, share. Let people know what it is we are trying to do here. And if you are having any suicidal thoughts, down below is some resources to help you: the suicide hotline and the crisis text line. They are both numbers that I have used personally, and I do recommend. Pun of the week.
Now for something completely different. You have to forgive that it's not up to my usual standard of pun till
Oh,
a long time.
so it's
So-
going to be a bit better. Got it.
I mean, it's going to be kind of an easy one, unfortunately. But what kind of music do mummies like to listen to?
What?
Rap music. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Yeah, that was it was a pun.
Bland. Yeah.
I know.
But
You've
hey,
been sick.
Fun of the week.
Well,
Yeah.
you've been sick. We'll let you off the hook.
Fair
You-
shoot at it.
We're gonna hit up with like a
Sorry.
double or a triple next time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So we will return back. Iska pops up. Cilia, I mean, folks, let folks do history checks.
Okay. I don't think I could argue a history check here, like
Ooh.
from folklore or folk stories.
12.
Good lord.
Jay, can I play history through folklore or folk stories?
Yeah, you can do one through because stories of
Spoopy things.
Spooky things.
Yeah, actually, I'd say probably the person who chimes up with something is actually his luck, but not sure if it makes sense in this context. I mean, oil is sometimes thought of as sort of like the black blood of the earth. But from your mining days, when you hit oil. But I mean, does that make? I don't know if that makes any sense in this situation.
That's the thing he comes up with is, there's oil that's big and slushy and a bit like blood but black. Maybe.
So I have to soak in a puddle of oil?
And I'm sorry, I know I stepped away in a second, but what was written on the ring?
Bathe in black blood.
And that was it?
Yep.
I wouldn't take my interpretation on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one, I'm going to be honest.
Well, because the heart had something to do with luck and his history. So maybe this is in something to do with us. Question out of character. There was a black pool was there a black pool at Tiamat's horse?
There was a black pool at Tiamat's thing,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
is as you know. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there was also because there was also a black pool at Tiamat's Tears, right?
Yeah, Tiamat's tears.
There was also black pool at Tiamat's Tears, or those tears, but was there something like specific to you there, Cilia? Do you know maybe? I was asking Cilia. Is nothing. Well,
Had you been to the pools before we went there together?
No.
Then I'm not sure that is it.
What's on the map? Is there? Did Iskin? Yeah. So it's like Iskin. Did you? You said there was something about her weave. So like maybe you can tell us more about that because you have all the answers with your super ability.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
But well, from her being, from the ring, there's this nice little thread that just continues up along her form, then just drops down into the weave. And he just points directly south and goes straight that way.
So there
Can I make
is a-
an insight check to see if we got to follow the trail? But sorry, Luna.
No, go ahead.
Sure, you can try. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Ishkan just doesn't think that's a good idea.
To follow the path?
I mean, you don't get any information off of the line. I mean, there certainly seems to be connecting it or flowing that way or whatever.
Can I tell, because there are all these lines of necrotic energy that I was perceiving flowing through here, if that might have anything to do with it? And can I tell if there are any lines similar to the ones coming in here that go south in the same direction that Iskrin was pointing?
I mean, you do not.
Let's make a shot.
As you think back on it, you've always seen those lines where magic is welling up, and you know there's a dampening effect on magic here.
Maybe we should get out of the swamp.
But just to be clear, Kyle, you did mention that there was a path from the ring going south, right?
In the weave, there is no path leading out of the
Well,
village south. Yes,
right.
but yes, there is a.
There's something
it is though
he can see.
He can see. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so he mentioned that. Sorry if he didn't make that clear. Yeah, he says
Yes.
Then
And we should follow that.
and I
weave.
and I add in after Luna says that, yes, if there is a connection that leads somewhere that you're perceiving and are able to follow, then we need to follow that connection and find the source that is connecting this, what you perceive to be as
it's
negative, bad, chaotic.
it's a thread that shouldn't exist anymore technically, but it's now here, so
Then
it's
that's more than
two-
enough reason for us to follow it and find out where it goes. If it
two
shouldn't
birds,
exist.
one stone. I hate to ask more of you to help me destroy this, but like we
We're
said,
not
yes.
helping you, you're helping us. Let's go.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this is going to be bad Placilia, so it's kind of a thing. Can you shrink Tian again so I can carry him?
Tian's still shrunk from.
Oh, really? It's still going?
again,
Okay. I thought it was only 8 hours.
The runes are still. No, that's the thing. The runes keep the spell going. He said he would last probably for 2 to 3 days.
Oh, I missed that part. I thought, the rune kept it going for so long, but yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's
no,
good.
it's. I mean, his pot is done that way.
Yep. Then Axel will sort of carry everything on the trip back, I guess.
So here's a question for you: are you guys going to go directly south through the swamp? Are you going to backtrack back to the road, and then go down the road? Where
I
Wagon
would
and the Mule
say I would say we backtrack to the road, considering
Yes.
We have a
what,
cart
the
and a
swamp, what
donkey.
has happened with the
Where our
swamp.
cart is, yeah.
So
A
backtrack to
cart
the
and a
road.
donkey
then
as
south.
well.
Yeah, and I claim someone has the if you've been somewhere you can always find your way back. Is that part of your foraging thing, Kel? Is that part of one of those things with that background? The not Outlander. Regardless, Kel in the woods backtracking along a path that he went along is not going to be difficult. You know what pitfalls lie upon that path in between Tian and Kel. I'm going to ask for a survival check or two, but it's not nearly going to be picking your way into the swamp if you decide
Just
to
don't
go.
roll a natural one. What did I just say? What did I just say?
There was that one.
What did I just say?
There's at one point that we got lost.
What? When we die to cuddle puddles, it's your fault.
Hey,
fault.
isn't the water in the swamp
Your
like
fault.
blacky and inky? That works.
It's quite cuddly puddly. You could say.
Yeah, combat with a cuddle puddle. Let's blast.
Just wants to
Wrong or die.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, I will say basically what happens. Kel, as he is picking his way back out, worried about, distracted by this seed, was actually very careful to avoid the weird pool that was near you, but in doing so, sort of led you right into another big area of thorns and stickers. So all of you take 3 points of slashing damage as you get tied up to this and are basically a bit off course. Go ahead and give me another survival check to see if you can get everyone back to the road.
Gonna burn an advantage on this one.
This was probably gonna be
I don't
fine.
care. It's worth. Yeah, I'm probably wasting it. but,
That's fine.
You know,
I had to. It's not the generator. It's not really your fault. Yep.
With an at 20.
20.
Uh,
Boom boom.
Kel, very frustrated after leading everyone into this briar patch, actually discovers almost a dry corridor through this the swamp. In fact, easier path than you took to get here, and in fact, all the time you lost in getting lost is made up as you arrive back. Just, I would say, not even probably a quarter mile north of where you hid the wagon and the mule.
No, the question is, are they still there?
They are still there. They're fine. It's only been overnight. You've all been literally gone like 24 hours.
So we're going to be heading south. I think Axel thinks maybe we should take a look at the map, see what's actually in that direction, roughly.
Bust it out.
And so we actually have a look at the map.
Bust out the map. Actually, let me get you on some different music.
good.
Oh, the creepy music's gone.
I mount.
Now that y'all are back out, and then let's swing you over to. So you're looking at the map. Everyone pulls out the map to take a look. Doink. We'll zoom y'all in, or y'all can. I'm gonna zoom the stream in. So yeah, you are in that swamp, the Glens Pale swamp, which is basically right there, that south of Sojourn's Crossing. You all are back out on the road again. You were just in the very, very northern edge, pretty much, of the Glens Pale swamp is where Moss Hollow was. And as you make it out to the road, I mean, this line that sort of goes off of Celia's Ring Iskrin, now is sort of pointing, sort of a little bit to the southeast as you have gotten yourself back to the road, whereas before it was directly south. So as you've moved, it has reoriented itself almost like a compass down and through.
Which road are we on? Is south of?
You are.
Are we on the
basically
the one
right
heading
there.
towards west, or the
Yeah,
one
you are
that's
the one
heading?
heading towards west.
We're
You're
heading
right.
towards the west, yeah.
Yeah.
Going for the west.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, if we were, the swamp we were in was between the two branches of the road, directly
Correct.
due
It's
south.
It fills in that sort of.
So if we were
Oh,
there
yeah.
and it was pointing directly due south, and we moved east, and it's now pointing southeast, that doesn't make sense.
I'm sorry, southwest. I said the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Southwest.
so
Okay.
Yeah, back into
Okay.
the swamp.
down here.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that up because I was
Yeah.
confused.
Sorry.
It's like, oh my God,
the
is it
problem
moving?
I still have my note that says here that it's, always remember that the vice is to the southeast, and so I just saw southeast out of the corner of my eye.
Okay. So,
So yeah, y'all are back on the road. You've got your wagon. Again, this is a well-protected road.
so I think we should continue down the road until
We need
You know,
to
we-
pull over.
I'd say we go south until we need to go east. West,
until we're like the line is from Celia is pointing due west.
Yeah, basically until it's a straight line instead of
Yes.
Yeah.
you know.
And while that's happening, I guess on the cart, Axel sort of settles in with Cal to take a look at the thingamajiggy,
The Tome of the Seed.
the tome of the seed, and also the actual seed he has, the invisible
gotcha.
comparison. But I think translate the tome, see if maybe we can find any hints. Is there like seed written anywhere in there? Well, there's probably seed written there.
Well, what I was going to ask Axel to do is to ask Tian.
Oh yeah, I did ask. Oh yeah, I did ask Tian. It's like, oh yeah, I need to ask Tian. I entirely forgot. Yeah, he would probably get a good look at it and then sort of transmit the image to Tian and see if this is. He particularly asks if this is a seed of the guardian tree, or if it's something else.
He confirms that yes, any tree can become or plant even can become transformed by the indigo seed into a guardian, and in this, wow, that's really loud. In this tree, that these trees, when they do perish, will often sow a single seed to then basically create a new guardian in its place. But yeah, that it is not without the presence of the seed, it does not grow and is not filled with that same furious growth cycle that sort of makes the crazed trees. It is a more natural progression of seed to tree with one of these.
Well,
So if this seed was, I'm gonna try and ask Tian through Axel if we were to plant this ourselves, would it just grow naturally rather than at an accelerated rate?
Yes.
But in that growing, would it just grow into a normal tree of what the original tree was, or would it become a guardian tree even though it's just normal growth?
It would become a guardian tree.
Yeah.
And
Even
who
though
would control that guardian tree?
Tian says its master.
Who would its master be? The one who planted it, or the one who controlled the tree that created the seed?
He does not know.
There's one way to find out.
Axel does say that.
I'm actually entirely against
Give it a
that.
few hundred years.
Yeah, and of course, these trees, they feed off magic, so it's like with the fey creatures that we found in the tower, and we're just getting near it, they feed off magic. So growing it might not be a good idea anyway.
I do not plan on growing it, but I did want to know what might happen if it happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As you know,
In which case, I will just put the seed away for safekeeping
okay,
and keep it myself.
cool. So you were, as you start moving down the road at a normal pace, you ended up back at the road again since you made up the time with the Nat 20. Y'all probably got there around 10 a.m. or so, we'll say, because you all were up at first light with Celia's discovery and everything else that happened in the morning and then made it through the swamps. So it's around, like I say, around 10 a.m. or so. And, you are able to discern that, the angle of the line that Iskrin is feeling it's changing, but it is fairly slowly. This is, it to go till it's all the way, directly an east-west line is probably, certainly a full day's, if not a more, to get to that point.
Is that if we just regular do it or at a dragon stride?
Currently, since you're not at a dragon stride, you can only judge it by, it'd be faster by if you dragon strode it. But on the same note, dragon stride, it's yes. I mean, it would be faster. You don't know how much.
Okay, I would ask to do that because last time with this ring happening, it kind of escalated quickly.
Yeah, so Axel would be keen on doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, and either way, we need to go this way as quickly as possible anyway.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
So he would settle down, sort of scratch out the rune on the moss gate, and it's face.
So, and dragon stride kicks in. Iskrin, you get your same weird thing of basically you see a Star Trek warp bubble form around you.
He warns Iskrin before he actually activates it.
And
he just leans over and says, "This is fantastic."
I know, right?
And you guys start moving down.
Teleporting.
And I have a message from Bird, and he's like, Iska wants them to work on translations. So
yeah, I was going to say, next thing would be translations. Yeah.
So you were saying you were looking for specific things?
Not anymore. No, I was actually thinking, maybe there might be a clue into the issue, how these guardian trees worked. But if that's sort of not, if it's been identified, then he wants to go through it so progressively.
So, do you cast your comprehend languages?
Yep, he'll cast that on himself because he can't do it. For anyone else.
And as you flip through, this is a little more crazy music than I want. Let's go back to that.
Spells for today.
This might not be much better, but the old Celtic craziness was a little bit much. So as you move down in Dragon Stride, do me a investigation check, Axel.
Yes, I realized I didn't pick. Yeah, I didn't pick spells for today, so let's say 19.
You can sort of divide what's left for you to translate, and it's interesting as you pull this book out, and it's closed, and it's almost, as we had said, sort of biblical in its thickness. And you open it and start flipping through it. Iskrin, you notice something about this book. One second.
Sleep could go by.
As they flip it open and start looking at the pages, and you exclaim what you see.
it's smaller on the inside. Where'd you get that book? Why is it? Huh?
And
How does that survive here? Sorry.
Everything confuses you about this place. It's interesting.
I know, I hate it. I need to get my eyes checked.
Fascinating. So
is.
So it's what, smaller on the inside. So it looks like a bigger book, and there's less on the inside. Is that what you said? Is what Axel was asking.
Like, every page is just one letter. I don't know. I think it just looks like every page is just one bit. One small little bit. Can I make a history check to see like where this kind of magic would have originated from?
yeah, you certainly can. And Axel, you, as you still flip through it, you have kind of wondered, whereas before you were sort of perceiving it as that it was filled with other pictures and other things, but now that you actually think about it, this should be a 200 to 300 page book when you look at it from the outside, but on the inside there's just doesn't seem to be that many pages, and as though there's parts of it that are not there, that you're not perceiving, that there's only, it looks like you would say if you flip through all the pages, you're flipping from front to back and have seen every single page that's in the book, yet there is just this discordance between how you perceive the book and what you actually see when you open and look through the book. Iskrin, you have long ago, but can't quite figure out where.
This is old.
Old magic.
This is very old.
So old for you, so like 5,000 years old. Because this looks like it was.
That means that I would have been born yesterday. No, this is older than that.
Oh.
Way older.
Because it's
It just has some millennias on it.
The magic, not necessarily the book, the magic that is obscuring the book.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. The weave is old. How it's like its physical form, it can come and go from day to day. It's being transferred into that. Oh, jeez, what? How? Ugh. I hate this place.
Could you? Axel sort of goes and pitches a little bit of paper. Could you like write out the things you can? Because you can see like words on it or something. I don't. Could you draw out something? Okay, I'm confused.
Yeah. Well, because I only sent him like one sentence, and he did as good as he could with as little as I sent him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this is
no.
new.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
give
thank
it
you
a
though. He still sees the same pages that you see. It's just was the first to perceive that there's almost like there's whole chunks of this book that are out of phase with this, we'll say, sphere. With this, it's not even that it's out of phase with this plane. It's out of phase with this sphere. But anyway,
I pull out my astrolabe. I say, if I could get this working, we could possibly find a gate, head to another sphere, or even, we could probably make these pages make sense.
We are not going to another sphere. We are getting that ring off Celia's finger.
Oh yes, definitely, yes, I agree. But after everything
at a time.
Can I hear this from I'm driving in front of the carriage, or
we have a lot
barely
of
hear you. Look,
He's asking if they can hear
is that
this
better?
from the
yes,
yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
bit far away from my mic. Can I hear this from the front of the carriage, or?
yep, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Looks like these sphere things. You keep going on about them. You said you were going to tell me about them, and then you forgot.
No, we just got busy. He goes up. Ishrin goes up and sits right next to Luck. We'll try
Okay.
to.
So we'll let them. They discuss
Yeah.
spheres, and Luck doesn't understand any of it.
Yeah. But
Until-
But let me get back to Axel. On
He's-
your 19 investigate, unless you need to say something.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's like he really wants to learn about all these things, but he's going to Cal's there, and he's realized that Cal can get impatient, so he's going to settle down and to translate.
I would say even Iska has at this point sort of said, Axel.
Yeah.
The interesting thing with your 19 investigation after you cast your comprehend languages,
Me, impatient.
you're able, you've divided these, what you're able to perceive in this book into two different sort of texts or bits of text. One of them, the longer one of them, is sort of where you were, is the next sequentially in the book. But the last one, which is shorter, there's one word that stands out to you. And it's because it is a word that was on your mind when you were experiencing the death rune. You see the name Marat on the second shorter bit of text. Which of the two would you like to dig into? Sequentially or jump ahead?
And he says sequentially, actually, at this point.
Okay.
He's not going to bring that up for a little bit.
Okay.
They left him a little traumatized. Oh, on that question, I think there were several people who got death saves from the death rune. Has that been restored yet for them?
Yes, for them it was only a 1 day. Yours is
Yeah.
only because you were learning the death rune. Yours lasts longer, but anyone who failed their death saving throw after the long rest is gone away. So to our normal mechanic, I need a. Let me make sure I call it right. Translations. Where is it?
You need a dice roll.
Yes, I need dice rolls, which are,
Also.
I believe, give me a second. Oh, did I pull it out of here? I guess I did. Stand by. I'm pretty sure it's a history and a nature, but let me just double check.
Thank you for tuning in, lovely viewers.
Yes.
Don't mind the DM technical difficulties.
Yes,
Don't
DM
mind.
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
There we are. Yes, I
Professional
need
streamer, everyone.
professional streamer.
Hashtag
I need,
pro streamer.
yes, hashtag pro streamer. I need a wisdom check from Kel and a history check from Axel. This is one of our combined score to beat the DC.
Right. 26.
It spends every bit of 8 hours. Basically, like I said, you all started it at 10 in the morning. Somewhat, Iskrin keeping eye on the line, the chaos line, but literally all to the middle of the afternoon, the full 8 hours, almost 6 p.m. For you to finally get this next piece of the story done. And Axel, Kel, and actually I'm going to put in all players, you find the last piece of the story of the accounting of Zarnil that you had read the first bit of before. And I'll go ahead and read it into the record for those who are just listening in. So if you remember, we last off, there was a huge explosion and Zarnil was basically emerged from behind a hill that had somehow protected him from him, and he tried to run back towards where the vice had just broken through and where this huge explosion came from, asking himself, what had the Arcana Mystica done now? Were they so desperate to cause this? After an hour of stumbling, run, and jog, I came to what must have been the center of the crater. There, sitting on the ground, was a dark, purple, ovoid-shaped object almost the same size as a newborn wrapped up against the cold. I bent down to examine it, and as I reached out to touch it, an ancient patron of the forest appeared before me as a spectral treant. It spoke directly into my mind. Nothing remains to the east for you to find, but the only hope for this world lies within this seed before you. The crucible must sometimes be endured before life can truly blossom. Your world now enters a crucible it should not have had to endure, but the decisions that have been made it now require it to restore the balance. Take the seed and hide it. Guard it with your life as you await the signs and the time of its birth. We did all we could, but the birth will not be easy, and it will require much assistance. We see much sacrifice in the future of your people, and that cannot be helped. But know the future of the world is now in your care. And then Zanzval writes, I took the seed and ran west to hide and to wait. And that ends the accounting, according to Zarnell, from within the Tome of the Seed.
So the tieflings need a midwife. Got it.
Yep, tieflings are, yeah. The nursemaid, I don't know which one which.
On this episode of Call the Midwife.
And after that, you guys' brains is pretty much fried from trying to translate all day. It's about 6 p.m. You still have a couple hours left on the dragon stride. You're at this point, it's probably gotten to about a 45-degree angle, pointing into the swamp.
Excellent.
The sun it's not setting yet. It's probably about an hour away from setting, and then there'll be twilight and dusk.
Real quick, while they were doing their translating about Majig to Iskrin, Luna will say, as long as you are alive, you can keep trying.
Means a lot. Thank you. I thank you for your help before. I intend to repay the favor, and hopefully we can solve this all together.
You will.
Sorry for your friend. She doesn't deserve this fate.
There is still time.
So while things are going on, Axel's going to set up a little ritual. He now knows what the seed looks like. He's going to try and get a glimpse of it through clairvoyance. I don't know how that will work.
Can you link clairvoyance in the chat just so I can reread it? I think it's the DM tells you something special.
Don't think there's any distance. I have the focus. He's using it's range 1 mile, so actually no, I won't do that. I didn't see the range. I thought, great big range. It's 1 mile. I don't think he's gonna actually use it. Correction.
Okay.
Doesn't think he's gonna give it a try anyway. He's gonna take the 10 minutes for the 20 minutes for a ritual.
What are you using as your focus?
He's using the Mirror of Peeping.
Oh, okay.
Like he used last time.
Yep. And it is to try to find... What am I trying to find? The sensor remains in place for duration. When you cast a spell, you choose it seeing or hearing.
Yeah, I think it's... is it an obfuscation, or I think it's... I thought you could use it to target an object. Nearest locate object. What am I talking about? I don't know my spells. I'm
Yeah,
a
I was going to
wizard.
say clairvoyance. I don't think is what you're talking about.
It's location, yeah. It's
yeah, you want to locate object. Yeah,
which is useless
yeah.
at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be little son of a gun and mess up with cameras because I've got to go out with the family. So
Okay.
That's fine. It's great to have you here for a little bit.
Yeah, that was awesome having you here. Thank you
Have
for joining in.
fun.
thank you.
We promise to
I'll be there, so-
probably not kill your character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything's going to kill us this session.
I'm sure you're not going to get into combat. It's fine. It
Who
takes
knows?
you like
Into the
4 sessions to get into combat. It's fine.
Yep.
All right. I'll see you later.
Cool.
See you. Hopefully, maybe I might be on Sunday.
Cool.
Cool.
See you later.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow out our cameras, but there we go. I put in the center one, and yeah. So tell me what you guys do to finish out your day on the road.
Kel will hop out of the wagon and walk alongside it. He's been sitting in one place too long. Axel may be used to that kind of mental focus, but Kel's just like, I need to do something. So he's gonna kind of kind of run ahead a little bit and walk alongside the donkey.
Okay. Luna.
We're still on the road traveling right now.
Yep. Or as we come into getting ready to camp, I mean, as you all remember, there's sort of pretty regularly spaced, call it rest areas or whatever, where people camp. There are
Okay, but this is. Well,
I was gonna say,
I
as
need to
we're-
know because that would be different. Well,
as we're getting towards the end of the day, late afternoon, dusk, twilight, I will start specifically looking for a good place to stop and camp.
Okay, so not camp at one of the rest areas. You all want to camp someplace separate? Is that what you're alluding to?
I kind of don't want to camp in an obvious place if we can help it. I'm just feeling mistrustful of things
Okay.
outside of us.
What is the
I
rest?
mean, but we had the problem when we weren't at an obvious place. Is when we had the problem, not the actual rest stop. But I understand if that's how Kel feels.
Well, I mean that was different though. I mean we headed, into the swamp. I'm not looking to head into the swamp. I'm just looking to kind of be off the road like we, did when we were originally traveling to Sojourns, just not in one of the established camps necessarily. Although if those are the best places, then those are the best places.
Probably the safest as well.
Yeah, I mean, they have guards. They usually are around a spring and where there's water. But it is, there could be other wagoneers or other folks there. You all have not crossed paths with anyone as of yet on your journey. But again, you kind of don't expect that from what everyone had told you about for the timing of caravans.
Right, we're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Or the right way, I guess, for what we're doing.
You're going the right way, yes. But again, you're going to cross.
Everybody else is going the other way.
Right. So
Anyway, that's what I'm doing.
gotcha. Do me a survival check. Get you on some road.
That's a 25.
Yeah, I mean, you do find a place that is not one of these, but it's basically the equivalent, we'll call it, of one of those places. But you probably won't have company. You will be by yourselves.
Good. That's what I was hoping for. I will indicate this to the rest of the group that I've spotted a good camping space where we'll be hopefully undisturbed by other travelers along the road.
So what's the party want to do? They want to stay there?
And
Or-
Axel's fine with that. He's okay with because I remember, nice little place for the group of them.
Ishkan's fine with that. He's gonna spend a little bit of time pulling out his long sword, getting a bit of practice with it, but it's more like it looks like he's dancing than actually like using sword play.
Okay.
Yeah. Are there any objections?
Doesn't sound like it. So yeah, we'll say that you guys pull off to the side. It's a nice clearing, and make camp for the night. If there's nothing that specifically people want to accomplish this evening, Luna, so you're going to do some training.
I was actually going to suggest that since we didn't do that in the morning, since the whole ring thing came up. If Celia's up for that.
Yeah. Sure, I'll
Okay.
do that.
So we'll say you get in. We'll say 2 hours of training for you to still be able to get your full rest, Luna, and before Celia turns in for the night. And
Turns into what?
I did before I went to sleep wanted to know if I had time to kind of the necrotic sap that I got from the tree.
Yep.
I want to use my poisoner's kit and kind of put it on my ninja star. Give me some extra necrotic damage, maybe?
Most of those, usually what you have to do is put it on it within a certain amount of time. I mean, you could do it, but I mean, if you're about to go into long rest, it would be worn off or faded because it's not specifically it's not a item that has sort of a poison reservoir in it. So what you're doing is sort of coating it, and unfortunately, if you wanted to do it like before a combat or whatever, then yes, you could add it to most any of your weapons. But to put it on now, by the time you got to unless you had combat within the next 2 hours, I would say that it will have worn off, even as sticky as it is.
All right. Then yeah, I'll just do what I normally do and then go to sleep.
Okay. The night. Go ahead.
No, Axel's doing the same thing as usual. Chat with Iska, some journaling, and then probably find a place for his hammock and settle up for the night.
Yep. The night goes by as normal. Celia, you awake the next morning to a horrible sore throat.
No.
You just, that sort of ugh feeling of when you've caught some cold or something.
I instantly check my head.
You instantly check your head. Yes. There are no horns. Your lips seem really dry, though, almost like they're chapped, kind of cracked. What you notice as you check yourself for your horns, as your left hand passes in front of your face, you see that the middle two fingers have fused together, and your fingernails have elongated and become sharp, and emanating from the ring on your index finger, you see what looks like almost black scales.
Turning into a dragon, guys.
And as you take 8 points acid damage,
Yeah, Black Dragon.
The rest of you, as you wake up, you see Cilia. Her lips basically are now almost black and almost lipless, kind of reptilian, with black scales around them.
So quick question. Since I have long nails now, can I use them as weapons?
The biggest thing about your offhand right now is you have lost your dexterity in your fingers of your offhand, and you are no longer proficient in your offhand attacks
Oh,
as your fingers have fused together.
boo.
And I will say that if you did use your hand as an unarmed, it would be a 1d4 with no bonus on it, as you are not proficient in using your new long fingernails yet. But the big thing is you're no longer proficient in your offhand attacks, as you feel that, and you can feel a numbness that is growing in your main hand as well.
Okay. Oh God.
Huh.
We should get on the road quickly.
Yes.
I'm just gonna do this here. Hold on. Watch, guys.
I think Axel's also like fascinated but also absolutely terrified for Cilia right now, because I'm thinking, there's like scales, like blood, and it was sort of it was correction. There was a crossover between blood and breath, right?
Yes.
Crossover between blood and breath.
Yes.
Can he relate that to actually like dragon?
Oh, knowing dragons, yeah, you absolutely are putting it together. Cilia, you've probably put something together as well.
He's kind of I think maybe we were going. It might be like an actual dragon, like black dragons, and then they live in swamps. I think. I'm presuming standard chromatic dragon law sort of applies. Yeah,
Yes,
and
it does.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, black dragons, acid, live in swamps.
Ishkrin's just amazed. And just goes, yesterday it was Neverwings and Tieflings being eaten. Today it's Weefwaker becomes a half dragon. Great.
It's happened. It's
Great.
Yeah.
This is great. Wonderful.
Well, it's
Anybody
happened.
have any?
Happened before.
Does anybody have any tea?
We'll say that Luck and Iska have made tea with their morning. Did you guys get on the road?
On the road
Yes.
again. The dragon room.
I imagine even while like
Absolutely.
Iska and Luck were making tea, Luna was like pacing back and forth and unintentionally freezing parts of the ground. She's doing that.
Kel, do me as you all get back on the road, you dragon striding.
Dragon striding. Yep.
Kel, do me a survival check. About 3 hours down the road, and Iskrin, you've been watching. You aren't certainly to a pure east-west line, but you're probably about 30 degrees off. Kel, you to the right side of your direction of travel is a well-hidden path that leads into the swamp. That has been heavily obscured, but with your keen eyes and being able to spot human compared to natural, human observation, however you say that.
Specific.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
thank you.
Obfuscation.
Obfuscation.
Obfuse.
The F.
That word.
Obfuscation.
That
Things.
word. As opposed to actual natural growth, you were able to spot this. It's interesting because it actually looks like it would be something that once you get, probably even 500 yards off of the main trail, into the swamp, it is as though it was made for wagons, carriages, transport of something. It's not just a foot trail. It is a fairly
and so if we're heading south and it's to my right, then it's to the west.
correct.
Okay, I will ask Luck to stop the cart for a moment.
Yep. He pulls it to a halt, and
and
Dragon Stride falls.
And it's like, there's a trail here that, while the entrance is hidden, it is made for wagons and carts. Iskrin, does the line we've been following head in that direction? And I point out so that he can see the trail.
Almost exactly.
He looks at it, smiles directly down that way. And after finishing that sentence, he'll click his fingers and his shadow mage armor takes over his form, then dissipates. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll say,
But if you're happy to do so, I mean, this could be a massive risk to us all. But our
Let's
friend,
go.
your
it's
friend,
it's direct. It will save us time, I think.
100%.
I mean, it's
We will
definitely
go.
it's a human-made trail.
Let's
Um,
go.
On the consideration that we might be dealing with a dragon, can I take a moment for Axel to go over all that he knows, particularly about dragons, or anything in terms of how to deal with them? Does he actually know anything from his studies, or is this going to be going in blind? Other than
You know what you know. We'll say general knowledge, general D&D player knowledge of black dragons. Acid swamps. They usually have some form of a breath weapon. Breath attack, spit attack. All the meta stuff. Celia,
in terms
do
of
you,
attitude of a dragon, doesn't know anything.
Usually not very nice.
Okay, I mean it's possible we can actually make a treaty with the dragon.
If Celia knows anything, she would probably tell them.
I mean, you are welcome to share any of your moment with them about when he starts telling you how to fight a dragon.
How to train your dragon, guys.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna get Toothless? Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
evil Toothless.
Yeah, let her change.
Details. Look, I don't label people like that, okay?
Okay. So, first of all, don't stay all bunched up. Be scattered around. If you're all bunched up, one breath weapon, and we're all dead.
Okay. So you guys,
Yeah. The up close people try and stay at its back. The people who hit from far away stay far away.
Now, these sound like the Regis Drakes of Nasaka Katan. Feisty little devils, those things. Glad we wiped their sphere.
so you guys head down this pathway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ishkrin's feeling a little giddy.
How fast can Gunrith fly?
Are you sending Gonry flying?
Yeah, just at least, somewhat. If you can fly faster than the car, then I might send him.
You are not paying attention to Jay's face right now.
No, I'm not, which is exactly why I'm doing that. Oh wait, yeah, flying. Well, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Just checking.
Don't let the DM take away from what your character would do.
Yes. Just whether Axel is sending his.
But I mean, you said flying, though.
Yeah. I guess not.
I mean, I'm still waiting on the ramifications from what I did to Iska 2 sessions ago.
Out of character.
Yeah.
So, you guys head down the path, and going once, going twice.
We're gone.
I need to make everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, traps.
Human-made path through the swamp, heavily obscured. Come on, guys.
It's just after the gate all over again.
Celia bites the dust.
I am going to burn an advantage on this. It was deck. Was it deck save?
Dex save.
Okay. Oh my god. Really? Oh my.
Wow.
Let me get
Mm.
luck and
Fuck yes. Oops, I'm sorry. Ignore that. I hit the wrong thing.
luck. Dexterity save. There's a 12. Iska, dexterity save. It's 16. So everybody except for Axel takes 8 points of acid damage as you hit a trip line, and this huge sort of cloud of caustic.
Oh, acid damage. Whatever.
Yeah, caustic fume. Luna, luckily, is resistant, but this caustic fume sort of spray into the air, and one of the things happens. I mean, the mule spooks. You're going to need to calm him down, yeah, luckily, we'll say Gonry was, as you said, was flying a little bit ahead. Did not get hit.
No, he wasn't actually.
Oh,
Yeah, he wasn't. No.
So, so Gonry gets into this cloud as well. Luck, Grain is normally sitting in what's his name's Luck's helmet, which is the poison resist helmet, not acid resist. So yeah, so across the board, everyone takes those 8 hit points of damage, except for hidden by Axel, who takes half. So we'll say since he was probably riding on you, since you dodged, he dodged as well. Your call.
I would like to spend a healing die.
You are welcome to spend a healing die. It's a
Not
free
bad
action,
idea.
one of our donation healing dies. So, do y'all want to continue down this pathway, willy nilly, or take some precautions?
No! Let's investigate and stealth maybe.
Axel,
Ishkin says, didn't we learn this yesterday? Well, I did. I certainly learned this yesterday.
Yeah, actually, Isker did learn this yesterday. So yeah, you guys.
Yeah, that was yesterday's learning.
Right.
What does it do today?
So yeah, give me an investigation check. Are you stealthing as well, Iska? Sorry, Celia.
Yeah, because that's what I do.
We'll
Or not stealthing, but thinking I'm stealthing.
yeah, so you're a little distracted by the changes that your friends have described have come over top of you. And actually, believe it or not, these are not the best traps you've ever seen. And you are able to see this next one just barely before it goes off, as you see that it is a pool that looks like of acid that has been placed in the middle of the road, that basically has been covered over with foliage, and you can skirt around it. You'll have to take some time to get yourself skirted around it, but you can
Don't
do so,
step on that.
pretty much. It is in the perfect position, to basically dissolve a wagon wheel and cripple it out here.
Black Dragonflight.
And
And that face.
suddenly Axel makes a connection.
I made a connection before. I just didn't bring it up because I was being a bit distracted.
of something from y'all's past.
Yeah.
And something from Celia's past as well.
Black dragonflight. Green dragonflight. But
Oh wait, so we just gotta kill a bunch of people? Oh, that's easy. Ish. Maybe.
As you
Yes,
guys
we can.
move deeper down this trail back into the Glintspale swamp. Do me another investigation check, Celia. And you can try to stealth again too. Now that you passed everyone past this one.
What is with my rolls today?
Pretty crappy. Do
Your
you have any
draconic nature
donation
system.
inspirations?
I don't have any.
Well, then we gotta stick with it. You want to do another? You can do another stealth since you've gotten past this other one.
My stealth is pretty freaking awesome, but my investigation isn't, huh?
Yeah.
Dex, what are you doing to me?
Adorable.
See, he's taking all your good rolls.
Pretty much. So yeah, you stealthily walk right into a trap.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is not Celia's day.
This is not Celia's day at all. Well, guys, don't follow me. Oh my god.
As a, it's probably the equivalent of like a wine skin that has been filled with acid. So think of like almost like a squirt gun, just basically sprays you pretty much right in the right in the arm. This just huge glob of acid that burns right through your leathers and does 7 points of acid damage.
Guys,
Is she not changed enough to be naturally resistant?
Nope.
I'm at half health now, guys.
Alicia, you're muted.
She's stealthing, so I don't even think we see this.
No, you probably don't. You actually don't see. She actually is able
We
to
don't
bite
know-
it back because she is so angry that she has fallen into another one of these stupid traps. We'll say you actually do hold your stealth through the pain. Do me another investigation check. And actually give me a perception as well, both investigation and perception.
Perception, investigation. Thank you.
There
Hey!
we go. There's our rogue. You guys have been traveling now down this path for, it's been close to an hour or so, maybe a little bit more. It is, I'd say early afternoon, probably 2 o'clock or so. Celia, you see that this trail sort of leads into what looks almost like a canal. In the swamp while you were out of the tree, you saw there was either sort of deeper canals. This canal looks somewhat man-made. It is not terribly deep. You'd say probably about knee deep, maybe potentially waist deep, but leads into a cave that has, again, been obscured and been tried to be hidden through people's skills. But they've only done a okay job.
Yeah, Celia will point the cave out as well.
Okay. Yeah, you guys see in front of you this cave as I described. It lies there in front of you. Iskrin, you see that line of chaos leads right into it.
And Celia kind of just like walks over to the group and she says she looks at Axel and says, "That scroll you have, if I die, you do not use that on me. Got it?"
Luna's gonna glare at Celia.
Can I make an Arcana check to see what would happen with her whole weave Quaker underlay if she died? What would happen to that? I'm
You don't
curious.
You have no idea. You can. I mean, you can't roll anything that would tell you. That's not how it works.
Hmm.
Luna
Dumbfounded.
will
It's like,
simply say, one problem at a time.
she's right. Please don't die.
I'm gonna try not to.
Excellent.
But if I die, I die.
And nothing like that happen. Success. I mean, yeah. It sounds like you're kind of planning for it to happen. Don't look at it that way.
So, Tumarth just donated $30. That's
Oh.
2 advantages to everyone. Celia gets
Hey!
3.
Yay!
She needs them.
Good time for the fight.
Yay!
No, shoot. That's right. Okay, we'll never do.
And I'm going to use my last healing die because
Okay.
I'm at half health. 5. Thank you so much, healing die. You are just awesome.
Hey, it's middle. It's middle half. So it could be worse.
So,
At least it's not 1.
this cave lies before you. What you guys want to do?
I actually want to make like a little. You know how I made the ice block to go down when we were fighting the guardian tree?
Mhm.
So I want to do that again, but instead of like I want to have Iska be on it so she doesn't have to be knee deep in the water,
Okay.
and I'll just push her along.
So you guys going in?
I plan on it.
Stealthily going in.
You guys going to stealth in?
Stealthily.
Stealthing.
Okay. So let's see some stealth rolls. And I'll get
So for purposes of stealth, I guess I'll have Iska sit on it so she's not.
yeah.
And for whoever's going on first, they're gonna have a little.
Oh,
salamander
you know
action.
what? If we are trying to stealth, I will go ahead and do pass without trace.
Ooh, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stealth fireball sounds like a good idea.
Now it's getting serious. So
There we go.
So 28 for Celia.
So stealth rolls. Let me get these folks. So luck.
33.
22, I guess.
Boom.
Ooh. Well, 18. Still an 18 for Iska and Kel. 19
17.
for Iskrin. So we got some serious ones out there. Luna being the stealthiest of all, and we'll say since she's pushing that, basically this was all about Iska staying up on there. So yeah, you guys.
No. I was gonna say, are we bringing in Tian?
You tell me.
I think we're gonna sort of leave Tian at the entrance.
Okay. What do y'all?
I mean,
think?
we do still have the donkey and the cart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like leave the Tian with the donkey, the cat. You know, these are.
Okay, and I mean, as you all
Defend
know,
the carts.
what Tian does best is guard a stationary object.
That is
Donkey.
very, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the vote? I'm voting that
Yeah.
that Luck leaves Grain there as well, especially since Grain
Yes.
is down 8
Yep.
hit points.
Yep.
Basically
Yes.
tells him to stay near Tian. I assume Axel, you leave Tian some. Who'll ask if you don't?
Yeah,
to say
you
leave,
leave
to
Tian.
leave him a half dozen candles.
Yeah, I mean, he leaves his backpack. He's going into combat, presumably, so he's not bringing his old backpack. He's bringing his
Okay.
proper things. So,
Cool. So you guys very stealthily sneak in.
sneaky peeky.
As you push your way through the entrance and sort of past these sort of willows that have been dropped there to make, unless you your eyes sort of adjust to the darkness within. There's a little bit of light that's coming in, but not a whole lot. So for those with dark vision, you see this more. But even
I'll
those
also take that
without,
on.
even those without, you see the flickering of what would be probably about 40 to 50 feet, maybe even 60 feet in front of you, you can see a sort of indent in the cave, a dry area almost directly in front of you that this channel sort of flows by. And you see up on the walls the flickering of a fire that would be around the corner sort of to your right as you are heading into this cave. So ahead of you and to the left, you sort of see an alcove, and that alcove is lit up by a light source, a flickering light source, something more than a candle or a torch, over there to the front of you and the right. Do me perception checks across the board.
Ooh.
So yeah, Iska on the platform hears it. Axel, you hear it. Iskrin, you definitely hear it. In fact, most of you actually do. Everyone's in the teens. You hear voices talking from up around the corner as you all enter into this somewhat submerged cave. And I need to get you all in the right order, or you can put yourselves in the right order. Tiana is not there. He was outside.
And Grain is not
there. Yep. So Celia first, Luna pushing Iska in some way, right?
Yeah.
Where do y'all think Axel is? Celia went. Axel. Luck probably went up close to up front. Iskrin, where do you want to be? Axel, where do you want to be? Kel, where do you want to be?
Well, I was going to be presuming I'd be up front somewhere too.
Okay. So Iskrin, yeah, I just dropped you there. Are you actually going to be up front, or are you going to be elsewhere?
I'll be in the middle.
Okay.
Or yeah.
I'll be a little. I'm probably going to be quite close to the front, but
yeah, you all don't have to be in this square. I was just dumping you all in there. So
yeah, I can't see anything at the moment. So
no, you don't right now.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Celia, because you are no longer proficient. Your dexterity is much reduced in your left hand. So is this close enough?
I can't see anything.
Axel,
Nothing?
Because do you not have you? Do you have?
No, he has dark
Axel
vision.
has dark vision. Yeah, you should be able to see. Oh, that's why. Oh, has sight. Now you should.
Yeah, there we go. Yep,
Oh.
that sounds about right. I think. Oh no, he'll be.
I'm gonna move Iska over there in front of you, Luna.
Oh yeah, and Axel will be in there.
Sure. Good
Yeah,
enough.
we're gonna be.
Or you can all get yourself in a line. Anyway,
Yeah.
for
Just
the
a bunch up.
purposes of this, like I say, you see. Who did we lose?
We lost Miskrin. Dragon turns to cats. Dragons to cats.
Yep. So you hear these voices up around the corner. What is your intent?
I think maybe for the purposes of moving forward now, I will go ahead and kind of slowly dissolve the block Iska is on, so we're all walking at the same level, so she's not an elevated target.
Okay. I mean, are you all intent to? Are you wanting to sneak by, or are you wanting to engage the people who you hear around the corner?
I think we want to see how many there are first and get a good look at them before we do anything.
Okay.
So with that
But
in
I'm-
mind, we'd have to be stealthing up.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you
Stealthing
guys.
up.
Okay. So.
But I'm presuming that once we know what we're facing, we're going to kill them.
Well,
I mean,
Because I know
we
Celia
don't
wants to
know
kill
if
them. Axel
We
will
don't-
want to kill them.
yeah.
we
he
don't
has
know
a
if we're
fit-
heading into a kill box, however.
Yeah, Axel.
Well, that's why I
looks-
said, we want to figure out what we're dealing with first.
Celia, because she doesn't get her plus 1 to AC for her dual wielder feat. We'll put her rapier away and have her bow.
Okay. So in that case, tell you what, guys, let's go ahead and have you guys roll initiative so we can see how this goes.
Sure.
Ishkrin probably mentions, I could probably go invisible if you would like me to. It might help.
Kill him, Smalls.
I do need to ask, since we're about to start a combat, it's almost time for our normal stopping point.
I know. Basically, I was asking your attention because if you all were just going to charge in, I was going to say we're going to roll initiative and move in, roll initiative and end, or if y'all want to sneak up and see what's there and then we end. But yeah, no, we're not doing this combat today.
Oh, god damn it.
In terms of tactics, Axel does say that he could possibly smoke them out or blind them, if we want to do anything, or just fireball them.
Would you like me to go see? I could turn invisible and go take a peek.
Do it.
It's a powerful spell, but if you are willing.
Invisible. Actually, I think it is...
We're going through water, aren't we?
Yes, you are going through water.
Yeah, Axel will warn him. Just careful not to make too much ripples in the water.
Do we still have Pass Without Trace active?
Yes, but that is an area, so
Yeah,
I would
it's
have to
like
go with you to keep
yeah.
it.
Yep. Now, for someone who can be super stealthy underwater, you do have a green water genasi and green swamp water.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I definitely give you advantage on any stealth checks if you are going underwater.
That's true.
Exactly. And
We
since
also
I
have,
can
like, a
cast
Salamander,
this, and since I can cast this spell at 3rd level, I can make one extra creature invisible with me.
Yeah, perfect. We'll do that then.
Hand on Luna. Let's do this.
Do it.
Okay. So I don't think there's anything that needs
What?
no roll, no whatever. So Luna and Iskrin are invisible, and do go ahead and give me stealth checks with advantage with Pass Without a Trace. Good lord.
Sweet. This is where we both rolled terribly. So 25 and 18.
Yep. So 25 and the 18. We'll say that Luna, because you're able to manipulate water, Iskrin does make ripples, but you are able to still them. And feel free for you guys, just the two of you, to move forward and take a look at what you see. Actually, give me 1 second. Before I do that, go ahead. Actually, go ahead, but and move to where you want to be, and then I will.
So we're gonna slowly pace around, and I'm at a wall. Can't see.
Okay. What you see are 3 men dressed in dark black armor and sitting around the fire, sort of just talking. They are completely unaware of your presence. They continue to sort of talk and, bandit talk around the fire, basically saying, at least I'm not down in the mine. You hear them say. Another one says, yes, it's getting to be too much down there, but I do like the advantages. And, is that roast rabbit almost done? You hear another one say.
Just to be clear, that's coming from this way?
Are you not? Oh, you know what? Did I not turn on your sight? No,
like
up
I
here.
know.
These three up here.
Up here. Okay, yeah. Because I just still see black. I have.
Oh, because I didn't
Yeah.
turn on your. I'm sorry, I didn't turn on your night sight. Sorry. Doink.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Just
No, Iskrin donates $50. So just, do you want to split them up amongst the 7 of you, or do you want 3 in a pool and 1 each, or something?
Whenever someone wants to use a nat 20.
10 nat 20s. I need to raise the price on nat 20s.
I think you need to like seriously limit them in some way. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
fight.
10 nat 20s. Tell you what, I'll let it be. You can take. I'll let it be 5 nat 20s and a magical item for later.
Oh, you.
Only 5 nat 20s? No. What about Iska and Luck?
No, in a pool. 5 nat 20s in a pool.
Oh.
Well, or actually even better, yeah. I will let it be 7 nat 20s that if you give 1 to each instead of it being a pool of them.
Yeah, that works. That's
So 7 nat 20s, and then the $30 will turn into, you and I can discuss about something that Iskrin would like to give to the party as a parting gift. Something that he might have have kept with him from his travels. How about that?
done.
Cool. So, yeah, because otherwise that just gets a little broken.
Yeah.
10 nat 20s gets a little broken. But yeah, so that's what you guys see. What is your intent?
Alright.
Actually, did I have
yeah.
you even do perception checks? I can't even remember if I did.
No,
No, just
we
stealth.
just did the stealth.
Yeah, do perception checks just for the hell of it to say that's what you saw. I mean,
Sure.
they're sitting in front of a fire.
Oh shoot, where did I put my sheet? It is okay.
Yeah, they're sitting in front of a fire. You saw them anyway. I shouldn't have even made you roll. Anyway,